Podcast. Tracy Callahan, shout out.
Is SportsCenter with Ashley Brewer and Kevin Nagandi.
Welcome to SportsCenter with tonight's top headlines. Christian McCaffrey won't play tonight in the Panthers' home game against Atlanta. The league's highest-paid running back returned to practice Monday after suffering a high ankle sprain in Week 2 and has not played since. Patriots receiver Julian Edelman underwent a procedure on his knee this morning, according to our Adam Schefter. Edelman will miss Sunday's game against the Bills and is expected to be sidelined for, quote, some period of time. 76-year-old Tony La Russa is returning to manage the White Sox. He won 3 World Series in 33 seasons as manager of the Sox, Athletics, and Cardinals. La Russa hasn't managed the Southsiders since 1986, making the 34-year gap the longest span ever between managing a team. According to ESPN, projected number 1 overall pick LaMelo Ball met Tuesday in Southern California with the Timberwolves, who have the top pick in the NBA draft. The draft will be held on November 18th, and you can watch that exclusively here on ESPN. Now, if things haven't been bad enough for the New England Patriots already, they got some worse news today, Kevin.
Yeah, some concerning news surrounding this team. A team with very few weapons just lost their top option for Cam Newton. We're following a developing story surrounding the 2-4 Patriots. Julian Edelman has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the AFC East leading Bills. He could miss plenty more time ahead, as Adam Schefter's reporting that Edelman had a standard procedure on his knee done today. Cam Newton on losing his top target.
His wisdom, surprisingly enough. I got to check on him, man. He's my guy. He's more than just an unsung hero. He is, everything the Patriots represent. This is a must-win for us, and I'm going to control the things that I can control. And, I have 2 or 3 more days to prepare, and that's what I plan on doing. Losing is not acceptable in this locker room, in this county, in this state, in this area, in this region. So Cameron Newton, you need to pick your expletive up.
Heart-to-heart talk, Cam Newton letting us inside with the conversation as he faces the mirror. Edelman is the Patriots leader in receptions, targets, receiving yards, and yards per reception. And now watch this also. Keep an eye. The Patriots could also be without receiver N'Keal Harry as he remains sidelined due to a concussion. The depth really is a big issue. It's been a big issue all season long. Harry, Damiere Byrd, Jacoby Myers have combined for just 3 career touchdown catches among them. NFL insider Adam Schefter joining us with much more on this story. So, Adam, what does this injury to Edelman say about the state of the Patriots and Cam Newton right now as they're in a 3-game slide?
Kevin, this offense already was reeling before the news today that Julian Edelman underwent a procedure this morning that's going to keep him out, in the words of one source, quote unquote, quite some time. However long that is, we do know that it will sideline him for Sunday's game against the Buffalo Bills, that he's not expected to be out there then. These receivers have struggled. Cam Newton has struggled. And this is a team right now that's fighting to stay alive in the AFC East race. And if it loses on Sunday at Buffalo, then this becomes a very unfamiliar position for the New England Patriots. In fact, Tyler Croft was on my podcast this week, and he even said, we're not taking the Patriots lightly. When's the last time over 20 years that you ever heard anybody say that they were considering taking the Patriots lightly?
The fact that they could face a 4-game losing streak, unheard of under Bill Belichick. Adam, sit tight. Ashley's coming right back to you. Ashley?
Yeah, Kevin, more developing news here on SportsCenter. Cowboys quarterback Andy Dalton did not practice this afternoon. He is still in concussion protocol after suffering an illegal hit to the head on Sunday. Third-string quarterback Ben DiNucci took all first-team reps today as the team prepares to play the Eagles on Sunday. Here's an update from Mike McCarthy.
Will Andy Dalton be allowed to take part in the position group and the quarterback meetings, and I assume he's not going to be able to practice today?
Yes, Andy's been in all the meetings today. Actually just came from the quarterback meeting.
But he won't practice today, correct?
He will not practice today.
Adam Schefter back with us now. Now, with Andy Dalton unable to practice for a second straight day, what more can you tell us about his chances to play on Sunday?
Ashley, it's going to be challenging for him to be out there. First of all, there's the optics of the hit that he took last Sunday from Washington football team linebacker John Bostic. On the play, Andy Dalton collides violently with the player, and the ground is knocked out of there for a little bit of time. And so right now he has not cleared concussion protocol yet. And if he cannot pass it in time, and I think the sense is it's going to be difficult for him to do that, then Ben DiNucci would be the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback on Sunday night in Philadelphia. This is the play or the game in which Dalton was hurt. You saw Ben DiNucci come on and replace him, and Ben DiNucci could in fact be starting for the Dallas Cowboys, who will be down to their third string quarterback this season, with Dak Prescott's season having ended and with Dalton now in concussion protocol.
Terrible luck for the Cowboys. Well, no matter who starts, whoever wins Sunday night between the Cowboys and the Eagles will take first place in the NFC West. Adam, thanks so much. Kevin?
Thank you,
Ash, we're following a developing story in college football, with Wisconsin canceling this weekend's game against Nebraska due to a COVID-19 outbreak. The Cornhuskers explore the possibility of playing Tennessee-Chattanooga, but the Big Ten nixed that idea, as conference teams are playing a conference-only schedule this season, a shortened season. Tennessee-Chattanooga has played only one game this season. The Southern Conference voted to play its season in the spring. UTC head coach Rusty Wright telling our Mark Schlabach, quote, "When you have an opportunity to go to a place like Nebraska and don't get to go, it's disappointing. If they had told us to be there Wednesday night, we would have gone on Wednesday night. I'm just thankful I have an administration that's open-minded about giving kids a chance to play." Ohio State head coach Ryan Day was asked about Nebraska's situation of not being able to play this weekend.
I know that they really worked hard to try to get another game, which I thought they should have had the opportunity to play. You look at your players and your coaches, all the sacrifice that have been made, and they don't have a game this week, and they didn't do anything wrong. That's really hard. And I know it's the pandemic, and so just, you have to chalk it up to 2020. But when you're the head coach, like Scott is, and you got to look at your players and coach, say we're not playing even though we did everything right, man, that's hard to swallow. And so I really feel for those guys right now.
Day making a reference to Scott Frost, head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Let's bring in Heather Dinich, college sports reporter here. So, Heather, what do Day's comments say about the relationship here between the Big Ten's coaches and the conference's decision makers right now?
Well, there continues to be a disconnect there, and that has been going on throughout the entire pandemic, because obviously the coaches want to coach, the players want to play. Ryan Day and Scott Frost have developed a closer relationship through this whole thing, as both of their schools had led the charge to help get the Big Ten back on the field. But the bottom line is this: the decisions are made by the presidents and chancellors. They met today in a regularly scheduled meeting and decided that if the Big Ten has to cancel any games, they cannot schedule non-conference opponents, and that is a stance that they have held this entire time. Now, while Nebraska is lamenting the fact that it can't play, Kevin, Wisconsin is announcing minutes ago, literally, that it has 3 more positive cases. 2 staffers, 1 student athlete, and that brings their total of active cases right now to 16. And the earliest the team can resume activities is November 4th. Paul Chryst, the head coach, who also tested positive, the earliest he could possibly return is November 7th. So the good news out of Wisconsin is that athletic director Barry Alvarez got his test back, and it was negative today.
Oh, excellent stuff on the breaking news. Heather Dinich with the very latest in college football.
Still to come on SportsCenter, counting down to Thursday night football between the Falcons and Panthers.